Everyone. There we go. Morning, everyone. Let's give it a couple of minutes for everybody to get on the stream. All right. Let's take a look. What's happening for now? Quickly. Actually, one second. Let me just spam the link. Alrighty. Where's the? Can somebody confirm that they can hear me and everything's fine? After that, we can start rock and rolling. In the chat box, can you? All right, thanks. All right, so yesterday we were long euro dollar. Where was it? I don't remember where it was. So we bought it somewhere here. It was a momentum play continuation because we were looking at the daily chart, and basically we saw that we dipped below, and then we had the buyers stepped in heavy, and obviously the momentum was switching towards the bullish side. So we went long on, I traded 6E, which is the futures contract on the on this platform. I closed it right here for a profit again. Tiny wins, not tiny wins, but small wins. They aggregate. Well, let's take a look at what's happening on this account. So you see, so 76.77% winning ratio, and pretty much I just have winners, So I don't. I like to pick very conservative. I like to pick, and I don't trade big. So I trade appropriate size for the 100K account, okay, 150K account. So you make 10% a month on it. That's incredible, That's most hedge funds wish they could make it in a year, okay. So making 10-15% a month is what you should be striving towards. Not I have a 100K account, I'm gonna double it in a month. Okay, that's retarded. That's how you get in trouble. That's how your emotions take over, because when this trade goes against you, you stop thinking. Your brain goes into fight or flight mode due to the stress, and you make mistakes. You panic close. You add to losers. You FOMO it in. You do a lot of stupid shit. Okay, all due to the fact that you're trading too big. Don't trade too big, especially if it's a new account. Where are you in a rush for? Obviously, everybody wants to have a Lambo tomorrow, but that's how you don't get a Lambo. You get a Lambo by having methodical, little chip away, and you add a little bit, add a little bit every day. You put a little bit, $300, $500, $1,000, whatever, on a small account. Small account meaning 100K, not 10,000. And most people are trying, they have $10,000 in their daily P&L, profit and loss. It swings, $1,000 here to minus $2,000 there, plus 3,000, minus 4,000, yada yada, and then and then they have a string of three losers, $3,000-4,000, $1,500 each, and half of the account, more than half of the account is gone, and that's it. And then they go heavier, and anyway, so you guys all went through this experience. So why? Just remember, your job is to make. If you make 3 to 5% a week, or that's your top notch trader. Okay, top notch. You can make 2% a week, 3% a week. In a month you have 10%, 12% on a $150,000 account. That's 15 grand in your pocket for a 22-year-old kid. I'm just whatever spitballing here. Uh, you make 15 grand a month. Let's say conservative. You make 10%, 2.5% a week. In a month, you make 10%. You keep your 15%. Let's say 10%. Let's say for sake of math, you make $15,000 a month. That pays your cars, your rents. You can lease any fancy car. You can get a very nice place. You can take your boyfriend, girlfriend, your dog for a nice dinner, whatever you want to do. All right, and that's more than enough. And that's $170,000 salary. That's almost 200 grand that you're just making out of thin air. You don't have to go to the fucking office. You don't have to just stay in the traffic. You don't have to do shit. Okay, you're just you and your computer, right? You're sitting at home or wherever you're sitting. It's just you and your brain producing that money. And so, again, this is why prop firms, futures prop firms or forex prop firms, offer you such an incredible opportunity of freedom. Because 10 years ago, if you wanted to be a trader, well, good luck to you. You have to have some initial amount of money. All these stories, I have $2,000 and I turned them into $2 quadrillion is bullshit. Okay, the smart way of making money in this business is having lots of money to begin with, and then making percentage relatively low risk style of producing profitability. Okay. So again, if you have a 100K account and you make 10% a month, that's 10K in 10K in your pocket, plus or minus whatever. But where most people don't they can't get a job that pays that well. Definitely don't. How many people can make $170,000 working 3 hours a day? Not that many. Not on the salary. Right. So, and you can then scale to $500,000 account, $1 million account, $5 million account, $10 million account, etc. You make the same 10%, and then now that gets really fucking interesting, doesn't it? Right. But learn to make 10%. Learn to make 10% on a 100K account. That's your minimum starting. Minimum kind of like where it's okay, very decent money. You get the freedom, you get the money, and no, you don't have a boss. Nobody gives a shit what you do. You want to trade naked upside down, hang it up from the wall, fucking do it. Who cares, right? As long as you make the money. That's the beauty of this business. Nobody cares about your race, your gender, your whatever. No, this is irrelevant. Either you make money, you don't make money. Everything else is bullshit. You want to be on drugs doing it? Fine, to be on drugs. You want to be stone cold sober? Be stone cold sober. Nobody cares. As long as it works, it makes money, nobody cares. Okay? Total freedom. And if you are a type of personality which, if you need stability, if you need to be told what to do and blah, 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 there is zero self-efficiency, then this job is not for you. If you want to have a safety net and a paycheck and whatever, sit in the office and be a slave, we need people like that too in this society. Not everybody's, not everybody can, and that's fine. That's okay too, because some people need the stability in their life. We don't know their circumstances, whatever. But for me, that's suicidal. I'd rather blow my brains out than be working for somebody else at this point. Ever again. I haven't worked for I've traded for funds. Etc. But with like a job where you have to go to the office and do some bullshit, and your boss tells you, "Oh, you're a shithead. You do this and then do that," and then go to HR meetings where they tell you, "Oh, don't touch don't tell people they look good looking." Get the fuck out of here. I don't have time for this nonsense. What am I, 5 years old? Go fuck yourselves. I don't have time for this bullshit. So I would, to me, that's suicidal. To me, that's hell. All right. I don't want to do anything with that corporate world. I don't want to be. I don't want. It's just like why? Why am I gonna? It's the anyway. So trading and prop firm business like funding futures, fundingtraders.com. We give you a chance where you make money for us. In return, we give you access to capital, where if you utilize your brain a little bit, not a little bit, a lot, eventually you get to the point where you can produce income straight from what you see in the markets. And that allows you to have freedom. And you can't put a price on freedom. You know, there are people who work investment banking. They work 20 hours a day, 20 fucking hours a day. They sleep for 4 hours. At the age of 25, they look 70. You know, all these old, you can go Google the memes, you know. Hi, you know, they show grandpa, and, you know, he says, I work investment banking, you know. Jonathan, age 22, and he's like a decrepit old man, right? And okay, so they make $1,000,000 or $2,000,000, whatever, and not even honestly, not the junior guys, not the. You have to be pretty much, you know, been doing it for a decade at least. All right. So what's the point? You have zero freedom. You get shit on all the time. You know you have to be somewhere at all times on their schedule. I don't have to do shit. I can just turn this shit off right now and fuck off and have some margaritas if I wanted to. I mean, I've done that. And that unfortunately is too boring of a lifestyle. That's why I'm in Miami. But you know, I went through all the Miami bullshit. I first, you know, was independent. Made, you know, I didn't have to work since the age of 28. Let's put it that way. All right, I'm in my 40s. So I went through all that stage, and thanks to trading again, you know. So that freedom, even if you don't make millions of dollars, you don't need to make millions of dollars. Make $10,000 a month from this, you'll be happy as pig in shit, because it covers all your bills, all your cars, all your rents, your restaurants, and but the feeling of freedom is you know, something else. Or you could, you know, how many dudes go to, you know, their software, and you forget about investment. How many, you know, like a software engineer, and they complain, oh, my boss is riding my ass and and I will have to attend meeting after meeting after meeting, and pointless. It's just like you spend 10 hours a day just doing the shit that you don't want to be doing. It's insane. And then, you know, after you give 20 years to these corporations, they just, you know, they throw you out. They replace you with somebody young at half the fucking salary. So it's just not a smart way of going about living life, to me. All right. Anyway, that's my morning inspiration spiel. Let's take a look at what's happening in the markets. So, like I said, we were long the euro dollar and all the pairs. Obviously, we not only closed the gaps, and we talked about closing gaps, and we closed the gap. We traded the Nasdaq, I think. Yeah, we traded the Nasdaq gap close in the beginning of the week. Obviously, we've traded all of this last week. We made money on all of that. And on gold right now, I was cautiously telling you not to short, wait for the pullback yesterday. I wanted to see a little bit of a, you know, we were somewhere here. I wanted to see this and that. I didn't get it. So I didn't enter the gold trade, and it ran away. So an unprofessional person will be like, oh my God, you're an idiot. You missed this. You could have just went long here and then, you know, rode this. Okay. And sometimes you know, people said the same thing. They bought it right here, and then it did this or did this, right? Right. So people who were chasing right here, thinking, you know, this is a continuation. Well, this was the same continuation, similar looking. People went long here and made money, but people who trade that way, here they lost money. Okay. So it's a 50-50, and trust me, you're not gonna be riding this whole thing, okay? You're gonna take profit much sooner, but you're gonna hold all this shit through this, okay? So again, not a smart way. The trend is up. Look mostly for the a better approach would have, you know, you don't get these pullbacks all the time, but you get them often enough times, you know. to breakout, consolidation, reversal pattern, continuation. Okay, and we've spoken about the breakout, retest, continuations ad nauseum, I think already. So you know, I don't want to spend another day, but basically, trust me, this thing is gonna get to this point at some point, and that's where I'm gonna look for buys. You know, I don't need to sell it right now. I don't need to sell it right now because, and if I would sell this right now, I would sell it a little higher. This is why I have this possible trade outline right here. The reason why I would, if I'm going to be pissing against the wind. So first of all, we've reached the daily limit ATR. This is why it kind of went around this area, and then you do have a reversal pattern around the zone. But we have an opening. We have a cash market open on equities in 13 minutes, and I think that this might be a little too premature to short this. Why? Well, I think if I was in charge of this rally, what I would do, I would take it up one more time just to stop all these early shorts out, and then I would take it down. All right, and that's why I have my entry there. Will it happen? No. But when these scenarios happen, they're so highly probability. The probability on them is so high that I will make money 80% of the time. They will happen. They're not going to happen as often as just selling right here, put your stop loss here, and then riding. Obviously, But when they do happen, they're cream of the crop, right? So, and again, you have to think like a money maker. You have to think like a market maker. You have to think like if you were to stop out other traders, or if you would have to inflict the most damage, how would you inflict the most damage to most amount of traders? Where is all the liquidity now? Up here, because everybody sees that this market is overbought, it's overstretched, and everybody and their mother are trying to short this. So what, and that's exactly what happened, by the way, here. See, this was a reversal candle. We made a new high, reversal candle, and then and people tried to short and they got squeezed. And this is actually a short squeeze. So people are trying to short it and it squeezes them. This is their stop losses. All right, let's actually take a look and see what's happening on the gold. Let it populate. Okay. So see, you see this a wall of red bullshit. This is right here. This is all the orders, all the stop loss city. All right. So if I was, there's nothing. You see that there's nothing here, not much, but there's a lot there. So if I was to fuck most people out of their money, this is what I would do. I would take it up, then I would take profit, because now I ran their stops, and then it's gonna reverse, and everybody's like, oh, this is why I don't put stop loss. Anyway, whatever, right? So this is the way to think. Again, can it just drop dead right here? Sure, it can do it. It's obviously overbought, and it can definitely do it. But I don't see a point pre-cash market open to sell right now, because when the volume hits the markets in about 10 minutes, you can see a spike like this very easily. The day is just starting in the United States, so they can do a lot of shenanigans still. All right, this is way too early for a day. So, see, if this wasn't maybe at 2 p.m. this scenario, I could have taken this trade maybe. If this is an afternoon setup, I see. In the afternoon, we approach the daily limit. We put a candle with a inverted hammer candle, and then we have a little follow through. Take out the lows and a follow through. Then that's a good setup, because given the time of the day. Now, the time of the day right now is just beginning for most, especially for U.S. equity traders. So the probability for some shenanigans to occur is quite high. So this is quite a dangerous play to piss against a squeeze this powerful just because, I think this is enough. And what's your criteria to enter? This is enough, literally, right? Oh, this went too far. Okay, let me. right? That's how you're gonna win 2 out of 8 times this way. Okay, yeah, you might take money, you make money today, but from this point onward, when you make the worst thing, as say every single time, the worst thing you can do is teach yourself a shitty habit. All right, and shitty habit would be after every single huge run, you try to pick the top and pick the bottom. Pick the top and pick the bottom is how you never become profitable. All right, that type of trading is for. One second. All right. Yeah. So pick the top and pick the bottom is your ego trades. Okay. This is not trading. It's your ego thinking, okay, I'm gonna be smarter than the market. You forget about all that. You don't need to be. That's a dummy's way of. And we all go through these cycles again. Don't feel bad that you're not an idiot. It just you're a product of the society they've been raised, and in trading you need to relearn a lot of things, and one of the things to relearn, instead of trying to catch a little bit of a pullback every time something moves high, you try to short it here, 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 whatever, right? And then it does a little bit of this, and you're like, oh, okay, finally you had your first entry at break even. You made some money here. Okay, you became profitable, and then it does another leg up. Wouldn't it just be easier to catch this and this when it just moves like that? Look at this motherfucker. It just keeps moving and moving and moving and moving and moving and moving. It's every hour. This is hourly candles for what, 12 hours. It was just moving nonstop. You know, instead of sitting through this wiggly jiggly pain bullshit. That's my art. Yes. Anyway, so stop thinking like a fucking a rookie. Figure out what's the trend. Where is the money flow? The money flow is up. That means the big institutional players are buying this shit. Not even institutional players. Central motherfucking banks. China, India, Russia, France, whatever. United States, by the way. They're all buying this with their toilet paper. All right? They're buying this. This is not even institutional. This is fucking central banks buying this shit. And you, the fucking genius, you're going to be like, oh, okay, all right, well, I'm going to be selling now because there's some fucking garbage on my chart. Forget about that. Figure out what's the big macro view. What's happening in the world. As you can see, there's destabilization in the world. There's a new power play in United States that's changing world and reshaping the world as we know in a positive way. Some may agree in a negative way. It doesn't matter, but especially given that, like I've explained the last couple times, with Trump trying to stimulate the economy even further, the asset prices will only go through the roof if that happens, if he's successful in lowering interest rates and stimulating the fuck out of the economy. The gold will just keep on going up. So don't be a fucking dummy. Don't piss against the wind. Wait for the fucking thing and catch the next leg up, Like, look at all this shit. You should be riding the waves up. They're easier, they're quick and nice. Instead of sitting, because you don't know where when it's gonna tap out. You have to here you think, oh, this is a nice leg down, or this is a nice leg down. Okay, but when were you shorting this exactly? When we took out this high, were you short here, 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 here? You're sitting and you're shitting your pants. This is 20, 30 point move. All right. When are you gonna get to get a pullback? Instead of just buying again, if you draw the fibs, and we've done the fib exercise before, right? And I show you just wait for the pullback, you wait for the turnaround candles, and you buy into the direction of the trend. Right now, markets are trending, so it's a very, very easy way of making money by riding the trend, going with the flow, because it's easier. Can you swim against the flow? Sure, you can. Are you gonna win some fucking marathons doing that? Absolutely fucking not. Yeah, I can swim upstream. I can swim upstream. It will fucking kill me, right? It'll get tiresome very fast. Or I can swim downstream and just be a bullet, right? So why are you not doing that? And again, when you constantly try to pick tops and bottoms, you teach yourself, you reinforce that type of mentality. And that type of mentality usually leads, I haven't met anybody, well, even the big ones, who were trying to short the Tesla stock, the stock market, very, we see them in the, we see the Big Short movie and all that fucking whatever. Fine. Michael Burry, by the way, from the the Big Short, the guy who was shorting in 2008, he's been sucking cock. He's not doing so hot, He's been trying to short the market for the last couple of years. I see his book, because he has to file his positions with the SEC, right? So I see we all anyway. It's public access. So you can see what he is holding, what he's doing, and every now and then he's like, "Oh, I was short $2 billion worth of, whatever Nasdaq," and then the Nasdaq just keeps on fucking blowing up. But he is professional enough to know when oh, this is not working out. I'm gonna cut my position, and he's gonna catch his reversal at some point. But again, for every Michael Burry, there's 10 billion Michael Schmurries who we don't have heard about it because they're homeless now. They're turning out tricks behind dumpsters now for $2 a pop. So don't. That's a hard way of making a living. Don't don't fall for that trap. All right. So to stop pissing against the wind. Wait for the pullback. Sometimes they don't happen. They just keep some going. But so what? You go trade something else. Find pullbacks. Find something will pull back eventually, and you just have to do this. You buy right here. You don't leave an order here. You buy at the turn. You buy the turn. With the confirmation. And your job as a futures trader, as a forex trader, as a trader, is to be patient and find these good golden opportunities. And that's when you get funded, and that's when money gets thrown at you. Because you have a high selective criteria, and you can withstand. You have the discipline not to pick subpar, low probability trades. So again, this is not doing so hot, is it? Like people who sold at these levels, they are break even at best right now. We just had a cash market open. All right. And like I said, if I was to fuck with people, this is what I would do. I would take it up now, stop everybody out because this was a reversal at the ATR, whatever, for whatever reason. And then I would take it down. And this way, all the buyers thinking, oh, this is a breakout, right? A new all-time high. So let me buy here. So this way, I fuck all the shorts out of their stop losses right here, right? I fuck them all out. Then I sucker in new crowd, the breakout long traders, and I take them for a ride because their stop losses are right here, okay? And that's how you get the pullback. This is how you should be thinking, all right? Does it happen like this all the fucking time? Absolutely not. But it happens more times than you probably can spot. I can see it. You can't. Not yet. You will. So that's why you can use these little helping tools like the heat maps and book maps and the footprint charts. Let's do gold futures. One sec. Yeah, so this is why you can use all these little uh, you can use all these little helping tools for you to basically see more of what's happening. I've just been doing this for 20 years, so I don't need to. It's just automatic already. I know how I've seen enough market movement that I see all these patterns all the time, and so I don't need to. I don't really need any of this shit. I know that where the stop losses are. I don't need orange bubble bullshit to tell me where the stop losses are. I know where they are. All right, but for you, when you learn, you can use this as training wheels for sure, and it is helpful information. So. Nobi, I'm not here to do technical support. File a ticket and explain yourself there. I'm not here to do tech support for your violation of rules. All right, so yeah, and look, and these motherfuckers are sweating right now. This is the candle down, right? Where everybody went short. They're here, 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 here. This is where majority. By the way, this is literally saying where majority of volume was in this. In this section right here, between 88 and 86. These people who were shorting right here are now 5 points underwater. Okay? Looky here. It's literally is about to explode right into their motherfucking face. Again, this is not, I'm not cheering for it. I'm just saying you have to be careful. You don't have to be in a trade every 5 seconds. All right. Understand what's happening in the market. Find, it's like, do you want to fight? If let's say it's a street fight, do you want to fight somebody who is, just woke up, did a shot of steroids, and he's, oh yeah, or you want to, fight something that is already, after 2 marathons, malnourished and just standing there, basically just push him over and you win the fight, right? Same thing with the markets. You have to find low-hanging fruit. All right, basically when everything is perfectly, it's never perfect, but when it's really really one-sided and obvious that and it jumps at you, those are the ones you should be taking. You don't have to be like every single time I make this, when a hot girl walks by, she's hot. You don't need to look like, well, you can look like this for different reasons, but you don't need to look like this, like that, or maybe I should do this, or maybe I should do that. No, either that person is hot or not. That's it, right? Same thing with trades. You want to do trades that are, they're just, mwah, right? And if you can have the discipline enough to sit on your hands and wait only for those, you'll be extremely profitable. You'll be extremely successful. But it's very hard to do. Very hard to do. It took me years to stop over trading. Even when I was making money trading, I was spinning a lot of wheels needlessly. And I would take trades after trade. I would take 5 trades a day, 6 trades a day, 7, 10, whatever. And my boss would take 1 a week, 2 a week. And he would make all the money percentage-wise. Obviously, he was trading a much bigger account as me as a junior guy. But he would make percentage-wise fucking, a lot more than me on weekly basis and a quarterly basis. Because I would just be spinning a lot of wheels. I would be shooting pew, 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 pew. And then plus or minus, plus or minus, plus or minus, plus or minus. 1 large loss, 2 big winners. So, and most of it was just fee generating for brokerages or banks, right? And it's just a waste of time, a waste of your mental capacity. Because don't forget, when you are in a trade that is subpar, not only you're sitting there and sweating, you're missing other opportunities because now your mind is occupied on this. Like people who are short this market right now, and this is honestly, it looks like it might be actually a decent short. I'm not gonna lie, it's juicy, but it's gotta stick with the plan. I think that it would be nice for a pop and then a reversal. But regardless, people who are now in a subpar trade, they are sweating. They're sweating because it's not working out. Their money, a lot of people are underwater. You know, again, let's take a look at the 15-minute chart. This was previous area of support, right? And look what happened. Can't, you know. So do you know how many people are trapped right now here? Do you know where their stop losses are? You should know by now. They're here. They're above this or above here. You know? So this is why the price literally suckered them all in, and it's turning around on them. And now they're praying to every single god known to men. All right? Please, God, let this price action go down. All right? You know, we all been there. All of a sudden, you find yourself, praying to gods you didn't even believe in, right? Trading gods are funny like that. Anyway, so now they're, again, you have to understand the mentality of traders. They're stuck here. The people who are super late on the shorts to the short side, so they're sweating balls. And that's why, like I've explained to you, this is why I'm waiting for a pop above these highs, and that's when I would do mean reversion trade for today if I would do one. But I would do one, yeah. Or wait for a pullback. But for a pullback trade, for me personally, I would want it to be retesting these levels, previous all-time high, and I will get it because you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up candles. Now we're getting some kind of down candle. It might be still up candle. It's a 4-hour basis, right? We can still get it up, take out these highs here just to fuck with everybody, and then start rolling over. So, and usually when you have that many bullish candles in one, and by the way, look, this is what I'm looking for. Wow, perfect example. Look what I'm trying to explain to you. You see this reversal candle, right? You see this candle, right? People saw this after a bullish move. It was 1, 2, get with a gap. They saw that, oh, this is okay. This is probably the top, right? So they shorted at the candle close somewhere here. Their stop loss is where? It's here, right? Above these highs. Guess what happened? It does go down a little bit. Then, boom. Let's be precise. So what is this? That's a wick. Do you know what the wick is for? That's a market maker took the dummy's stop losses first, and then the price went down. And that's what I want to see here. All right? So when they talk about price action and its context behind the what you see on the charts. It's what traders are doing, thinking, and their thinking is producing actions that are reflected by this chart. And price reading and price action, this is what it tells me. It's like you're like a detective. You have to understand what it's telling you and what it's doing, and it gives you clues. All right, and that's when it's not just because there's a candle here, you need to take a sell. All right, you have to have a context of what the fuck is going on as a professional. At first, you start with just the candle. That's fine, and we all start somewhere. So don't expect your level 2 or 3 be with my level 100. You know what I mean? Obviously, you have a lot, and my level 100, there are people with level 1,000. Okay, so for every billionaire, there's a dude with a 10 billion, and for every dude with 10 billion, there's Mark Zuckerberg or Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, so and Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, So there's always next. But so don't feel bad. But Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, they all started somewhere. It's a journey, and your job is to survive long enough to level up. And at a certain point, you level up enough in this field, then trading kind of it never becomes like easy as in easy, but you don't get the same emotional annoyances or it's not as debilitating as it is for when you're new. You're like, what the fuck? At first, it's very exciting because you beginner's luck, up or down, you made some money, blah blah blah. But then you get fucked in the ass a couple of times, a couple of hundred times, and you're like, maybe not so easy after all, right? And that's when the emotional roller coaster starts. It becomes, that's the push pull, and and that's why 90% of people, they do not withstand this type of pressure. But this pressure does get easier. All right, it does get easier because, but it takes time. It takes time. It's again. Imagine you are a superstar basketball player, but this is your game one in your the game one in your debut of your career, versus somebody who's been running on the court for 5 years. Who's a superstar, but he's been doing it for 5 years. For him, it's just another fucking game. For you, it's like, oh my god, and you obviously gonna make mistakes, and even if you're good, even if you're a superstar, so don't, there's, it is what it is. All right, so just give it time and give it, and and have the tenacity to push yourself through these agonizing moments, because this business will beat you up. It will beat you like a rented mule. Like, you make the analogy, right? So it will fuck you up. But that's how that's kind of like a gang initiation. It wants to see how bad do you want it. If you want it bad enough, after all the beatings, it will give you the other side in a disproportionately beneficial amount, because all your thousands of dollars that you lose, you lost your first, blow up your $500 account, $1,000 account, $5,000 account, $20,000 account, $50,000 account, $100,000 account, whatever. Yeah, yeah. I've done all of those, by the way. Done all of those, and then when you make that in 2 weeks or a week's worth of trading, who gives a fuck, right? Then you make millions of dollars. So yeah, 5 years of sucking and banging your heads against the wall, but then the reward is all of that will be taken care of in a very short period of time. Once shit clicks and you start ramping it up, it just it makes it worth it. Okay. All right, so let's take a look. We just had the I don't know why we're like on a philosophical tangent today, but so it's not only just technical and schmectical. It's mostly it's mostly your ability to withstand the pressure. It's mostly how you manage your headspace in order for you to produce proper results. And that's why I'm kind of going on all these rants about psychology and your mental fortitude, for you to actually understand this is not just technical. It's more of how you handle yourself in order for you to become successful in this long term. All right, so NASDAQ is rallying. This is CFDs. I'll take a look at the other ones shortly. Let's take a look. It did get to this order block right here, right? Would have been nicer if it would have gotten a little deeper. Let's see what NQ is showing us. Yeah, same picture. One sec. Yeah, this one almost got to 618. That previous area of support resistance of interest went to it. And this was again at 5 a.m. I went to the gym already, so I missed this. What do you do now? I don't know. This is yesterday we had the Euro. Day before we had the NAS. The gap close. Today, not so hot. not so hot. You can see that the Nasdaq is minus 0.44. YM Dow Jones is flat for the day, zero, and yes, S&P also pretty much a little bit negative, but flat for the day. All right, so where's the cash market? Yeah, so these are the cash markets. So I don't want to. I don't see I don't see myself buying any of the equities today. It just there's no fundamental news. By the way, yeah. Always check the calendars, right? Always check the calendars. We already had the ADP. I think that we're gonna, and we have the ISM. This is gonna be potentially market moving in about 13 minutes. So if we print above 54.2, that means that the economy is doing, services economy is doing pretty well. There's no need to stimulate the economy. So this actually might be equity negative news if we have a strong beat. That means that the Trump's wish to lower rates will not. And again, see, you have to understand all these pictures. Just because the number is positive, it will the market will do the opposite. You're like, oh, markets are so crazy. No, you just don't understand what the fuck they're doing. All right. So yeah. So Thursday we have we have the BOE, Bank of England, telling us how shitty their fucking country is, which is rightfully so. But whatever. Only if you're trading pound, obviously. And then the big kahuna is Friday. Friday we have non-farm payrolls. We're gonna do it live. It's gonna be at 8:30, so we're gonna do 8 o'clock probably on Friday, 8:15ish. And this is gonna be the big market moving event of the week. And until then, I think we've seen most fireworks were the easy money was made with these gap closes, as I alluded to ad nauseum already. Right now, first of all, because we have news coming out at 10 in 12 minutes, it would be absolutely stupidly, utterly retarded. I don't know. Somebody's guys. Whoever is tagging people here and discussing their technical bullshit issues with there is support is specifically for their at appropriate channels, and this is the discussion you should be having there, not here. Anyway. So the dumbest thing you can do, or not the dumbest, but it is dumb, it is to take a trade 10 minutes prior to the news right now, because it's a coin flip. This number, if it's a blowout number or a completely a shitty number, will determine the trajectory of this move. So for you to commit any capital prior to 5-10 minutes to trading is highly unprofessional. All right, and most out of 100 of these unprofessional events that you can take as trades, I can guarantee you, if you do that, you'll see that most of them, your net will be in the negative territory. Okay. So let's wait 10 minutes for the news to hit, and we'll see what happens. But so far, obviously, we are doing higher highs, higher lows, so the trend is up, not down, and the lows are higher. So the technical side, the technical aspect is that we're gonna keep on trucking up. That's where the flow is. But because of the news, it would be not. It would be kind of stupid. Oh my goodness, look at gold. How about now? How about all them shorts now? What are you thinking? You think they're sweating bullets? Bet their asses. All right. Like I've explained to you again. People thought, okay, nice reversal candle, follow through, blah, blah, blah. And more people even took shorts. This is a head and shoulders also, right? And people went short right here. and what happened is their stop losses. This is stop loss one, stop loss. The smart. This is the complete retards. This is half wits. All right. And I literally called to explain to you why I wasn't gonna short here, or this why shorting here is not advisable, and this is what's happening. It's just like over and over and over again. So that's why you don't piss against the wind, ladies and gentlemen, because this was again suckers bet. They suckered them in. They suckered the shorts, and now again, if you're scalping on 1 minute time frame, good luck to you. Fine, whatever, you know. But for the most part, let's see. So yeah, so but for the most part, these people are sweating bullets. All right. Let's see. By the way, always look at correlated markets. So you can look at spot gold, spot silver, see what it's doing. Let's see at spot. So even if let's say you're short biased now for some reason, whatever, you're just because you waited, now you have better price to short. You have here instead of people who are stuck right here. These people, there are still traders stuck right here, and that was 15 points ago on a cash on the futures. That's a lot. That's a lot of pain. That's a lot of pain already. That adds up quickly. All right, that's 150 pips on the yeah. That's a lot of pips. 150 pips on the euro dollar move. That's substantial. So that's what people are now who are underwater. They're underwater, substantially. Let's put it that way. And this picture is now looking what bullish. Look, the bulls are dominating the shit out of the bears. Everything is showing that this is bullish, not bearish. The volume, the bullish orders obviously dominating all the sellers. The bulls are dominating the sellers. That's why the price is going up, and nothing is telling. And given what I've explained about market makers and how price moves to screw the most amount of people out of their money, this is not nothing. It says that you should be short anymore. Or shorting. So people who are short here already stopped out here. So it might not get here. This might be it, and it might roll over. But again, I would rather. I'm gonna stick to my. I'm not gonna be taking low probability trades. And this was low probability trade on 1 hour time frame. This looks like dog shit now, right? It looks like dog shit. You have essentially a nice juicy candle down with we have to wait for this hourly candle to close in 5 minutes, but this looks like railroad tracks, right? So a reversal pattern where equal body pretty much candles. This means that if this click candle closes like this, 80% that we're gonna take out these highs, okay, that we're gonna have a follow through to the top side. So again, but we have news in 4 minutes, 5 minutes. So depending on the news, this can easily also tank. So that's why you don't have trades on 5 or 10 minutes prior to trades, because it's a crapshoot. It's you don't know what news will say. So what is the point? All right, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. All right. Oops. All right, let's see. And again, look how beautiful all of this is. Literally. This is cash market. This is gold, right? Do you know why this candle looks like the way it looks? This is because people who pushed this price to stop these assholes out, they took profit. They pushed the price up, and this is their profit taking. That's why you get this wick and down candle. All right, because that the crowd who shorted late, they got popped. All right, so this might be enough. Might be enough. Maybe not. But we have news also, so this might spike either direction in about 4 minutes. In either case, people who pushed this price up to stop out this crowd, they already made money, and they took profit, or at least partial profit. Okay, that's why you see this. This is there again. This is evidence. Evidence. You're like Sherlock Holmes. You're a detective. You're walking around with a magnifying glass, and you have to understand, what all these bullshit things are telling you. This is not just sticks on a chart. All right. This is literally evidence of somebody's psychology, as written via this price action. All right. And your job is to understand that. And when you understand that, that's when you don't need any indicators. You don't need any of that shit. You don't need fancy schmancy anything anymore. You just see what happens. You understand what happens, and the proof is in the pudding. You know what I mean? So, all right, 2 minutes. You can see here. It's even nice enough for them to tell you the countdown. And the reason why you see spikes maybe like 10 seconds before as well, because if you're on a Bloomberg terminal, and you're going to get these news probably 5-10 seconds before, a few seconds before. By the time you see it on, relegated to Forex Factory, by the time it displays it, it takes a little bit of, a few seconds here and there. And the algos already traded it, and they already got out by the time you even fucking see what happened. All right, so that's why you don't trade the news, because you're trading against tens of billion dollars worth of fucking R&D algorithms on Wall Street that are designed to trade around that. So trust me, you're not gonna win though. All right, so that's why you're not gonna. It's a nanosecond fucking trading based on there are news algos that trade for nanoseconds, in and out with degenerate amount of volume, size. So you with your tools and my tools, it just no, you're not going to be competing against that. That's why you just don't play that game. It's like, I know my height, right? I'm not going to be playing professional basketball. I'm not going to be betting $100,000 to play against Michael Jordan, basketball. All right, he's taller than me. It's just like, why? And expect to win, brother. I mean, I wouldn't mind, doing it, right? Playing for free, or just, but you're, it's like, playing football against, pick your favorite football player, right? Just play a different game, play the game where you can win, So news trading is just not the game. It used to be the game back in the 90s, 80s, 70s, where you had Thomson Reuters terminals, and you would get the news prior to the most of the public. Then that kind of, you were the algorithm essentially back in the day. But now, nope. All right. Shittier number, bullish. That's bullish for stocks, I think. So it might dip by now, but this is actually bullish for stocks, I think, because it's saying that the economy is doing, service economy is not as hot as expected, which means that Trump now has reasons and Federal Reserve to influence Federal Reserve to be a little more lenient on even though the stock market should be a reflection of the economy, because the economy is shittier, and now they can stimulate it and markets are future pricing mechanisms. So they're not pricing what's now. They're pricing into the future, right? They have to account for all this data and again, it's what market participants think will be happening. So yes, when if you're gonna open Forex Factory and you're gonna read what ISM is by doing this, or whatever I don't know where it was. Fuck off. Where is the it's basically gonna right here. There we go. There's a level of diffusion index based on the surveyed purchasing manner. Anyway, actual greater than forecast good for currency. All right. All right. It basically says that if the and we just had worse than forecast, so it should be worse. But you can see that the market is going up. Why? Well, because it's not as simple as this. Just because the economy is doing worse doesn't mean that the market will tank. It might, but there is also the possibility that we have worse and worse data, the more worse data we get, the higher the probability is that the Federal Reserve will have to cut rates, and that will spike the markets. So markets that participants that understand it now will be buying now because they know that the market will be higher in 2 months. Okay, future thinking, forward pricing mechanism. All right, let's see what's happening with our gold. Oy vey, look at that. Ain't that something? Hilarious. Again, I'm not laughing at the pain. I was the asshole who how do I know that this is what's gonna happen? Very simple, because I was the asshole on the other side of that fucking thing for many years, you know? So I just learned my lesson not to be the fucking asshole and do the opposite of being an asshole. And that's how I know. That's all. All right, let's see. We're almost there. All right. All right, let me read what's happening. People writing essays and stuff. Okay, so the reason why it's unrealistic. So somebody asked about 1 to 5, 1 to 6 risk to reward. Why is it? Listen, if you're able to do that constantly, sure. I mean, it's incredible. The reality of things is most traders, when you run their statistics, 1 to 1, 1 to 2 at best. And then you have a whole slew of internet traders, the fucking 20-year-olds, who are giving you sniper entries with 2 pip stop losses. That bullshit is bullshit. Okay, that's bullshit. And then they show you 1 to 18, 1 to 10, 1 to 5, horseshit nonsense. All right, we don't have a single fuckface like that funded. Very simply because they always blow up. Every single who wouldn't want to fund a 1 to 5 type of guy, right? Everybody wants to do that because if he is able to produce that over and over and over again, the problem is that just most of the time they bleed to death. They die by 1,000 cuts because they never get their 1 to 5. Okay, what happens is they see a pop and then they get stepped out. They get stepped out. Get stepped out. Get stepped out. Plus their stop losses are so small that they usually get they get wicked out of their trade. So that's the reality. I mean, listen to any professional interview, or there's again 1 to 2, 1 to 3. Once you start looking at 1 to 5, again, yes, doable. We just as day trading goes, just rarely we've seen somebody who can sustain that for a long period. People can sustain it for a short period of time, sure, because the markets are super volatile. So they have the distance to run that far. Blah blah blah. Market conditions trending, strong trend market conditions. But once that ends, your 1 to 5 goes to shit, and then 9 months out of a year you're losing money. Okay, so just because you can make money for a month or two doesn't mean you can make money for a year or two. All right, so you need to be realistic how to make it long term, not just you made $50,000 last month, and then I come see you in 6 months, you're down 100. So, but yeah, if you have the discipline and you have the skill set to withstand higher risk to reward, more power to you. Just if it happens, it happens. Yeah. So regarding the sizing of the contracts, you have several contract types. You have regular, like GC, and then you have micro, MJC. Okay, so you can easily trade. It's the same reflection. It just this is priced differently, and the best way to switch to futures markets is for you to go to TradingView. You go to where is this thing? Trading panel right here. You connect your paper trader. All right, now we're connected. I see some testing going on. And you can test it now. So let's say you don't know. Let me enable the buttons. Buttons. Where are the buttons? Chart. Second. There you go. You enable the buttons. All right. So then you go to a micro contract. You sell one. All right. You see that 1.1 is $1 move. Okay. So you can set the risk accordingly. Let's say you short here, right? You put your stop losses somewhere here, above 2,900, obviously. And, let's say we're going to target liquidity zone here. So there you go. Now you were risking 95 to make 170 and 180. Okay. That's how you know your risk to reward. And because you know the distance price per tick. Okay. One change of this is one tick. And this is volume by tick volume, showing that there are more positive ticks versus negative ticks, right? Price-wise, volume. Okay, so again, don't take this trade. I'm just showing you how to test it to see what's the price per tick. Okay, so one division. And it's also written, you can Google for every contract. All right. So for micro, it's when it goes from 0.5 to 0.6, it's $1. For regular gold, which is GC, regular contract, it's $10. All right. So. Okay. Stop loss here. TP here, and you can play around, and obviously this is how you control your risk to reward. Some TP, yeah, Nabi. I hope you find help. I can't read all your stuff right now. This is not the proper place to discuss this, but. Do talk to the support staff. They have risk managers. They have support teams specifically to deal with these issues. Yeah, exactly. People, 1 to 2 months of 5 RR, and then the rest of the year of McDonald's. Exactly. Nabi, um, request again. I'm not gonna be. Do you think it's respectful for me to start looking into your issue live on air? Meanwhile, there are, people watching this, and we're gonna just be what, sitting and waiting for me to help you. Do you think that's reasonable? No. So, all right. Yeah, but if you violate one trade, and that's it, next time you violate a huge trade and you blow up an account, So yeah, it takes one time to get behind the wheel drunk to kill somebody, and then you do 20 years in jail. One time, yeah. I'm sorry, just one fucking person I ran over. We have 8 billion of them. Fuck him. Yeah, well, shit. All right. All right, and then you can, I think. So yeah, so this is how they have all the buttons reversed, this, that, blah, 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 blah. You can clearly do similar stuff here. Well, it's the same exact thing. So micro gold, you can type gold. It will tell you which kind you want to type. Silver, it'll tell you regular and micro, okay? And, NASDAQ, same thing. Euro, same thing, okay? It'll tell you all the symbols or whatever that you need to do, all right? And you know that every tick has its own price, and you can easily calculate. It's actually easier to trade this than Forex, okay? So because the sizes are in units, so you always know. Not to over, at least if you're smart. All right, let's see. Let's do mini NASDAQ. Yeah. And this is, all right, let's close this. Boom. There we go. So whatever. Let me remove these buttons. But this is how you can test trading, and you should be doing a lot of this paper trading. Honestly, it's a very nice game. In fact, I would suggest whenever you have that itch to go against the trend, and you short like people who are shorting right here, right? Do it on a paper account and see, and do 50 of these trades, and then you'll see whether you made money or not made money. Okay. And that's not even going to be indicative, obviously, because it's just paper money, so it doesn't mean shit. You don't have that emotional response when price goes against you for real, and you're like, ooh, I would have. You see this pumping against you, you close the, you would either. Well, it depends what you do. Some people hold too long. Some people cut too short. Whatever. All right. So the 4%. That's what risk managers have determined is a good criteria between for successful traders and not successful traders. It's just a stat from tens of thousands of people trading. So it's an industry standard pretty much for FX, Adrian. Are you an advocate of focusing on one or two instruments, or you can focus? So this is what I do. I usually trade one or two or three instruments, but it changes. What do I mean by that? Gold a decade ago was super boring to trade. There was nothing going on. It was not a hot item. There was nothing to do. Okay, there was no volatility like that. It was a lot of chopping, like when it was here. It was a lot of choppy nonsense. Okay, there wasn't a clear picture. So every let's say year or so, you have the hot boy. You have the hot item. So gold has been wonderful for the last 2 years, 3 years, right? Because you have fundamentals and technicals aligning. It's a no-brainer. We're printing fucking currencies all over the world. Blah 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 blah. The uncertainty, COVID, schmovid, da 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 da. It's a no-brainer trade. So I would trade gold and equities and stocks, stock indices as my primary. A decade ago I would be concentrating on currencies more and certain currencies, and you do want to have like a 2 3. It's more you have to have first of all a system that works for certain volatility. All right. So if you're a person who enjoys trading range trading, so then you find, obviously you're not going to be trading something that ranges. You find, something that is a chop fast 3000, and that's what you trade. You like to trade support, resistance, whatever, right? And the opposite is true for, once stuff starts trending. So you can switch your focus onto different instruments, and it kind of tells you it evolves, so to speak. But yeah, you can trade in everything. Some people, I also used to trade like that. I would go through every single currency, every single one of them, everything on this list, and try to spot opportunities. But I found, again, I've been doing it for way too long. So I've made money, and I'm a little lazier than a 20-year-old, who can do analysis for 50 currencies and then 50 of other instruments and Bitcoin, and I just don't need to do it anymore. I know what's moving. Gold moves. The indices move. Sometimes I'll peek into the oil market, and then a few currencies here and there, and that's enough, because I when you keep an eye on only. You obviously, I see a picture. I have a wall of monitors with every single currency. I see, I monitor it, but my focus primarily is on 2 3 instruments that are providing me with bread and butter trades that I like. All right, the like deep pullback ones, right? So when that stops working, I will be switching to something else, and it will stop working. Okay, 100%. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Are they sweating? What do you think? Crawling. Look at the sea of waters. So these clowns already got popped, and we're at 2800, 2900. So futures, let's go. Right? So we are at that's a huge level. So it's a huge even number, obviously. Right? So 2,900, it's even number. A lot of sellers, and that's what happened here. Honestly, people who left the orders at just even number 2,900, they scalped against the trend and whatever, made the money. But people who were late to that party, unless you sold here at 29 even, it's most of these people who are selling here, they are all underwater. And they're, some of them already got stopped, and some of them about to get stopped. And there's obviously look at it, it's getting more and more pile on. So this level will be protected. Okay. So I don't know whether or not price will push, but if I wanted to fuck a lot of people out of their money, this is where the pocket of liquidity is. And this is where you want to push the price towards to. All right. Then you run the stops, and then it turns around. All right. So that's why early in the morning when we were here, I was explaining to you, I'm waiting for this pop to happen if I'm going to short. All right. Let me see. Okay, let's Bitcoin. So honestly, I'm surprised with ETH. ETH was yesterday. Holy fucking balls, Mary and Joseph, Buddha, Allah put together. What the fuck was that with the ETH? it turned to absolute dog shit, and then you have somebody huge got fucking liquidated. That's from 2,900 to 2,100. Just absolute massive. Well, the sell started here, so a fucking 30% drop, 38% drop. That's fucking nuts, nuts. All right. Obviously, we went to the previous area of support resistance. Bottom feeders came in, bought the support, and we didn't make a, So I remember I told you that a few days ago, you have to understand, and this is the alluding to the question somebody asked about the instruments. Understand what every instrument has its own personality. I've mentioned it several days ago that after explosive moves in Bitcoin, you usually followed by 6 months of consolidation. So don't buy breakouts. People, and not yet at least. So people who don't understand how Bitcoin trades, they bought a breakout to the top side here at 109, and now they're stuck. Obviously, same thing happened with with people who were trading, trying to break out to the downside, breakdown. So they got caught here as well. And all market makers are doing, they're just creating they do a little pop to sucker more people in, and then they reverse the price on them. Okay, so know which animal you're dealing with. This is the type of animal where, and again, last week I think I told you, just buy the support here, sell the resistance here. It's going to be ranging for a while. Why? Well, because that's what it does. It's been doing this since Kingdom Come. And it likes to do it on shorter time frames, longer time frames, blah, 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 blah. All right? So ETH is, I don't know enough about ETH, honestly. It's very concerning what's happening with ETH to me. As a trader, why? Well, Bitcoin obviously took out similar highs. This was, if you plot Bitcoin, right here. See, this is ETH. Well, these two highs on ETH, these are these two highs, and we never fucking took out the all-time highs from 4 years ago. All right, and now when there's a little bit of fire going on, just a tiny bit, a match was lit, this fucking thing just crashes. That's a very bad sign. That's a sign of that this is dog shit, absolute dog shit. I own ETH, I own Bitcoin. But I'm at this point I'm praying to Allah, Buddha, and Jesus to for the next spike up. I will just liquidate. I'll get out of ETH. I'm not gonna hold any ETH whatsoever. Maybe it's gonna be dumb, maybe not dumb, but the fact that we didn't take any the high out with Bitcoin going from 60,000 to from 50, 60,000 to 100 and whatever, 10,000, doubling essentially. ETH couldn't muster, at least even reach the previous all-time highs, okay? That's a very, very concerning, technically, this is telling me that this is whoever controls the supply of ETH and big dogs, they don't believe in this nonsense, all right? Because the first sign of a little bit of a trouble, there's a panic sell, huge sell-off, 30% down in a day or two. What the fuck? Fuck that. I mean, it's starting to trade like shitcoin, So again, can you make money on shitcoins and trading or just coins? Sure, So fucking Ripple finally came through. I know people who are still holding from at $3 to something. Finally, they're seeing it. Finally. 7 years later, but most of them quit somewhere here, I think. Majority of people, right? Well, rightfully so. So, all right. All right. 1 second. One second, guys. Just let me do something. All right. All right. So yeah. So with crypto, it's not looking too hot for ETH. I'm really am concerned long term ETH. For my long term, I'm not trading this. I'm holding this. So I'm really am concerned for. I don't. I if I see the price approach here, I will get out and just forget about it. If I'm gonna hold crypto, just hold obviously the Bitcoin. And then there is a big argument now evolving with quantum computing becoming more and more a thing, and there are stocks that are reflecting that. If you want to trade some stocks, can talk about that later. That how long before do we have enough computer juice to crack SHA 256 encryption that this thing is running on? All right. Um, this might be in 5 years. This might be worthless because of the encryption that it's being used. I don't know all the technical mumbo jumbo, but basically the computing is going to be so out there. It's like this will be the computers from 1960s where it was the size of a building. You know what I mean? Versus your phone is 10 times. You know, not 10. Millions times more powerful than space program computers from moon missions. I'm just whatever. But so I don't know. This digital nonsense starting to smell a little funky to me personally. Not becoming a believer, so to speak. All right, gold is still dicking around. Again, this is a good sign. Why? Well, we are not far from taking these highs, but you see that there's not a lot of action already. It's approaches, and it finds a lot of sellers. You can see here the sea of sellers, buyers. That we tapped the level, reversed, and we're crawling. So I would want to see a pop, reversal back into the range. So basically, I want to see this. This is the trade I would take today. So I want to see a pop. Then I want to see a candle that popped it on an hourly basis. Close like this, right? And this is my coloring. And basically I have a long wick to run these stop losses. Essentially this candle, but here in the afternoon, all right? Then once we take out this candle's low, my stop loss goes here. There's at least 1 to 1, 1 to 2 right here alone. All right, that would be my kind of trade setup, mean reversion trade setup, pissing against the wind setup. Trend setup, I've explained already, is getting a little long in the tooth. I would want to see some kind of pullback into some meaningful area. The previous meaningful area to me is on the higher time frame is previous all-time high, which was here at 28.70. All right, guys, I have a bunch of trader interviews to do. It's 10:30 a.m. This is my number one trade. I would do wait for the gold pop, reverse. That would be my and wait for the reversal. So see, exactly like Euro is doing right now. This is a good sign, by the way. You should always look at correlated markets. So this was the high. This is what I want to see happen in gold, essentially. I might even take this short too when this candle closes in 30 minutes. If this candle closes like this, we take out the low, I might I'll put the stop loss about today's ATR here and ride 1 to 1. Okay. So, but this we need to wait for this candle to close. So, but this is exactly the scenario I'm looking for in gold. Pop, take out the short. People who were trying to short the, pick the top, morons, and the morons got stopped out, and it reversed, okay? All right. On that positive note, I wish you all, a beautiful trading day. The rest of the trading day. I'll see you all tomorrow at 9 a.m. All right. Cheers.